What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? Yes, I have seen Deadpool and Wolverine, and I am working on my review of that, and I'm going to get that to you out as soon as possible. But for right now, let's talk about some news that was released over the weekend, and that is that Robert Downy Jr. is making a return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but not as Tony Stark / Iron Man. He is making a return as a villain, as you will. He is returning as Dr.Doom. Now, there have been a lot of mixed reactions to this news, myself included. Like, some people feel like, yeah, it is kind of good news to know that Robert Downy Jr. is making a return to the MCU, but it is also simultaneously concerning news, because it's like, well, first off, let's get some of the obvious things out of the way. Like, first off, so it's definitely clear that Marvel is pivoting away from Kang, which I don't necessarily agree with. They could have just recast the Kang character and kept it moving. And just because the character wasn't well received in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and I guess some of Loki, doesn't mean just pivot away from the character. Just write better material for him. But regardless, I understand why they're pivoting away from Kang for both creative and personal things that are happening in Jonathan Majors' life. And plus, I've always suspected that if they're not going to give us Kang, then they should give us Dr. Doom, which most of us have been hoping for anyway. But the fact that Robert Downey Jr. coming back but playing Dr. Doom, that's the part that's a little concerning. Because yes, you can make the argument that Tony Stark has become Dr. Doom in the comics months before, and they'll probably explain through some multiverse mumbo jumbo that this is just a variant of Tony Stark or Dr. Doom, one of those two people, maybe both, and that's how we get the return of Tony Stark, but as Dr. Doom, or I don't know, whatever the case may be. Now, on one hand, I feel like Jason Bateman in Dodgeball, hey, it's a bold move, let's see how it works out. But on the other hand, I can't help feel like this reeks of desperation for Marvel, because Marvel isn't doing too good right now, and then a lot of people are feeling like, with most of the OG Avengers gone, and so now there's just this void that is missing, and they need something to get fans excited again. And so somebody pitched like, hey, what if we get Robert Downey Jr. return? Like, he's dead. And then but they pitched like, what if we brought him back as a different character? And then there was like, go on. I don't know how to feel about this bit of news, except feel like it just feels like an act of desperation for Marvel. But maybe this will all work out in the end. Maybe it will. Maybe it all makes sense. But until then, that's just how I feel about it for right now. But on the plus side, at least the Russo brothers are coming back to direct the next two Avengers movies. And it's also funny, because I think it's funny how Robert Downey Jr., he basically retired from the MCU for a couple of years and then went off to do some side missions and then win an Oscar for Oppenheimer. And now that he's won an Oscar and proved to everybody that he is definitely a legit good actor, now he's all like, well, I'm ready to make some money again. But that's my 2 cents on Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday, and then I guess Avengers Secret Wars. So let me know what you think in the comments section below.